Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Saturday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And yeah, guys, if you guys want to become a member, go ahead and hop in there. Doing a members only live stream today, guys, at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, make sure you guys, if you guys are a member, go ahead and be in there, and if not, go ahead and become a member. Yeah, we'll hop in it here. Big slate today for MLB. 15 matchups, starting with the Philadelphia Phillies versus the San Francisco Giants. Phillies opening up as road favorites at -120. The Giants +100 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Phillies is Noah Syndergaard with an ERA of 3.98. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Giants is Jacob Junis with an ERA of 4.04. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Yeah, Phillies coming off a 13-1 loss yesterday. No idea what happened with the Phillies. I don't think anyone could have saw a beatdown like that come from the Giants, a team that's been struggling the most so far in the league. Yeah, I mean, Giants are definitely due for a win. And usually when teams are due for a win, they end up murdering a team. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, pretty even pitching matchup, honestly. Both pitchers giving up a fair share of runs here. So that over 8 looking pretty good today. But I'm going to have to take a shot with Giants +1.5 at home. Next matchup, we have the Kansas City Royals versus the Detroit Tigers. Both teams in a pick'em scenario at -110 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Royals is Jonathan Heasley with an ERA of 5.22. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for Detroit is Michael Pineda with an ERA of 5.27. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, Royals on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Detroit yesterday 4-5. I mean, an ugly matchup here. Both pitchers giving up a lot of runs. I'm definitely liking the over 8.5. Hard to trust either pitcher on the mound today. I'm going to take a shot with the Royals +1.5 on the road. Got the cover yesterday. But I think the over is probably a better play in this matchup. Next matchup, we have the New York Yankees versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay opening up as home favorites at -130. The Yankees +110 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt with an ERA of 2.89. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rays is Corey Kluber with an ERA of 4.21. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Tampa Bay on a 4-game winning streak, beating the Yankees 9-0 yesterday. I just don't know what happened. Yankees, they were great underdogs yesterday, and they just did not show up. 1-5 in their last 6. We fell for that trap yesterday with them being underdogs. I'm taking the Rays at home. They're playing good on a nice win streak. Yankees, they're playing so bad. Gave them the benefit of the doubt yesterday. I thought they'd be able to come through as the underdog, but clearly wasn't the case here. I'm taking Tampa Bay on this win streak at home. Next matchup, we have the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Toronto opening up as road favorites at -160. The Pirates +135 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Trevor Richards with an ERA of 4.53. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Pirates is Roansy Contreras with an ERA of 3.57. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Toronto winning 4-0 yesterday. Got a nice win. You love to see it. Pitched 2-8 in their last 10, where they've been struggling big time. Hit 0-6 at home, where they have not played very good here. And yeah, I'm liking the Blue Jays on the road. Looked good yesterday. Still sticking with Toronto on the road. Next matchup, we have the Colorado Rockies versus the Cincinnati Reds. Reds opening up as home favorites at -125. The Rockies +105 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Rockies is Yerman Marquez with an ERA of 4.97. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Reds is Nick Lodolo with an ERA of 4.30. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Colorado on a 3-game losing streak, getting the cover yesterday against the Reds 3-2. They haven't played very hot here. Going to be probably going to be a close series. Lodolo, hasn't been the best on the mound. Neither has Marquez. Coming off a 0-run game, though, one of his better performances on the mound. I'm going to take a shot with the Rockies +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Oakland Athletics versus the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore opening up as home favorites at -220. Oakland +185 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for Oakland is Adam Oller with an ERA of 5.66. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Orioles is Austin Both with an ERA of 4.48. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Yeah, Baltimore getting a nice 5-2 win yesterday. You love to see it on a 3-game winning streak. Oakland on a 3-game losing streak. Baltimore playing very well, 6-2 in their last 8, getting it done. I do like Voth on the mound. He's only given up 3 runs in his last 3 starts, so he's been very solid. I'm taking Baltimore. They're just playing good. We're riding Baltimore at home. Next matchup, we have the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at -450. The Nationals +350 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Nationals is Patrick Corbin with an ERA of 6.56. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mets is Max Scherzer with an ERA of 2.27. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 11 strikeouts. Mets getting a nice 7-3 win yesterday. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Washington 0-6 on the road against the Mets, where they have struggled. And love Max Scherzer on the mound. We already know with Patrick Corbin on the mound, gonna give up a lot of runs. Rolling with the Mets at home here. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Cubs versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as home favorites at -200. The Cubs +170 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Cubs is Drew Smyly with an ERA of 3.24. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Cardinals is Adam Wainwright with an ERA of 3.09. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. We got the Cubs losing 8-0 yesterday. Not a good performance. They're 3-7 in their last 10. St. Louis 5-1 in their last 6. Playing pretty well right now in these last week or two. They're 16-2 at home, where they've just been absolutely dominant. And love Wainwright on the mound here. I'm sticking with the Cardinals at home. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the Chicago White Sox. White Sox opening up as home favorites at -135. Minnesota +115 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Twins is Tyler Mahle with an ERA of 3.94. His last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 1 strikeout. Coming off back-to-back 0-run games. Pitching for the White Sox is Dylan Cease with an ERA of 2.27. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Yeah, White Sox winning, coming off back-to-back Kansas City wins. Minnesota coming off a Boston loss. I'm liking Minnesota plus 1.5 on the road. Tyler Mahle coming off 2 great starts on the mound. I'll take a shot with Twins plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Seattle Mariners versus the Cleveland Guardians. Seattle opening up as road favorites at minus 120. The Guardians plus 100 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Mariners is Robbie Ray with an ERA of 3.58. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Guardians is Xavier Curry with an ERA of 5.40. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Seattle beating Cleveland yesterday 6-1. Very nice win. They're on a 5-game winning streak, playing well. Cleveland on a 3-game losing streak. During this whole 3-game losing streak, they've only scored 1 run. So, yeah, not in love with that. Curry's only pitched 1 time this season, so not that many starts under his belt today, or, in this matchup here. So I'm going to lean with the Mariners on the road. Next matchup, we have the Miami Marlins versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at minus 200. Marlins plus 170 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Braves is Jake Odorizzi with an ERA at 3.90. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Marlins is Edward Cabrera with an ERA of 2.45. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 5 strikeouts. But yeah, Braves, nice win yesterday, beating the Marlins 8-1. They're on a 3-game winning streak. We got Miami on a 5-game losing streak right now. Guys, during their last 6 games, they have not scored more than 2 runs total in a game. It's been very pathetic. I'm taking Braves at home. Next matchup, we have the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Brewers opening up as road favorites at minus 185. The D-backs plus 155 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Brewers is Corbin Burns with an ERA of 3.01. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for Arizona is Madison Bumgarner with an ERA of 4.87. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Yeah, Bumgarner, man, he's been coming off some rough games on the mound, but so is Burns. Burns hasn't looked good either, coming off a 5-7 run game. We got Arizona beating Milwaukee 5-0 in the last matchup. I'm going to take a shot at Arizona plus 1.5 at home. Look good in that first matchup. Both pitchers giving up a lot of runs during this slump here, so maybe the over might be a good play too. And we'll take Arizona plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Houston Astros versus the Los Angeles Angels. Angels opening up as home favorites at minus 125. Astros plus 105 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Astros is Luis Garcia with an ERA of 4.07. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Angels is Shohei Ohtani with an ERA of 2.67. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Houston on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a couple nice Texas wins. Angels coming off a Yankees win. I'm liking Houston as an underdog. I know Ohtani's on the mound, but I'm taking Houston plus 1.5. Hardly ever get them as the underdog. We've taken Ohtani on the mound tons of times, and they just haven't got the run support to back them up. So I'm gonna take Astros plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the San Diego Padres versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at minus 220. Padres plus 180 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Padres is Sean Manaea with an ERA of 4.90. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA of 2.32. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. Dodgers on a very rare 3-game losing streak, kind of crazy. Padres on a 4-game winning streak, playing pretty well this last week. They are just 2-12 on the road against the Dodgers, so that's one of the first times they've beaten the Dodgers in a very long time on the road. Urias coming off, great starts on the mound. Manea coming off a 6-run game. Not in love with that. I don't love chasing teams that are on losing streaks, but for some reason, man, I just always find myself going with the Dodgers here. It's just hard not to. I'm taking Dodgers at home off the bounce back. Love Julio on the mound. Pathetic game yesterday, losing 7-1. I'm taking Dodgers at home. Then the last matchup, we have the Texas Rangers versus the Boston Red Sox. This matchup, I cannot find a line at all, but I do have the pitchers. Pitching for the Rangers is Kohei Arihara with an ERA of 5.40. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for Boston is Brayan Bello with an ERA of 7.27. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Yeah, both pitchers giving up a lot of runs here. We got the Rangers on a 6-game losing streak, back-to-back losses against Boston. Boston on a 3-game winning streak here. I don't know what the line is. I'm sure Boston might be they'll probably be home favorites when the line comes out. I'm going to take a shot with Boston at home just because they're playing a little bit better, and Rangers on a bad losing streak. We'll take Boston at home in this one. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.